Today we're going to do a stretching video together. So it is so important to do your stretching, and in many of my classes we do them from the chair. But I wanted to make a video for those that typically work in the chair to have the opportunity to get down on the floor. Why? Well, one, it's so much more comfortable when you're down. You've got gravity working with you. Two, you get some deeper and I feel better stretches. So I'm going to give you this option. If you're not comfortable getting down on the floor, a lot of these can be done lying in bed. But what do I need if I want to do this? Well, a chair nearby, something sturdy that can help me get up and down. And then you need to have a strap. Now, if you don't have a yoga strap, that is fine. Do you have a hand towel, like a long hand towel? Or do you have a gentleman's tie? Something that does not stretch. These are the things you need. Give me about 10 minutes of your time. Let's get some stretching in. So we're about to do some stretching on the floor. If you're not comfortable getting down on the floor, try a couple of these from the bed. Make sure you don't roll off the bed. But here are some of the moves. Before you get down on the floor, one, make sure there's somebody around that could help you back up should you need help. Secondly, have your cell phone nearby just in case there's nobody around with you. You could call somebody. So let's just get that out of the way. All right, I've got my chair. So to get down safely to the floor, I'm going to turn across the chair and I have to go down to a lunge. Now, some of us don't like our back knees, I know, but we've got our upper body strength to help us ease our way off this chair. Palms down flat, none of this fingertip business. We don't want to pull anything there. We get down to all fours. So I've got a strap nearby that I'm going to use, or a hand towel, or a men's necktie, whatever you've got. Okay, let's sweep our feet out in front of us. I'm going to show you the first one, and then I'm going to show you my favorite one. So while you're using this strap, this helps give us longer arms. So I'm going to wrap it around my feet. Okay, now I love this strap that I have because it's got little spaces to put my hands and then I can walk them further. But you don't need to have something like this. But before you even get started, I want you to sit up nice and tall. And I'm going to show you from the side because I always see cheaters. Everyone can get down super far like this, but this hurts my low back. So I want you to sit up nice and tall with a flat back. And then you start walking your hands out. Now your hamstrings are going to tell you when to stop. And your body wants to round over, but don't let it. So you just take some deep breaths here. And I am feeling it stretch right underneath here. We're going to lie down on our mat. So get yourself nice and comfortable. And I want you to take your strap and I want you to hook a foot. Doesn't matter which one. And then I like to straighten out my bottom leg. If you want to keep it bent, you certainly can. Now, I've got my back flat against the floor, and the reason I love the floor is it presses you flat. Okay, the bed, you can cheat a little bit, you can round forwards, but the floor is not letting you do that. So now, with soft elbows, I'm going to gently pull that leg a little closer towards my face. I don't want to overstretch it. I want to hang out right here and breathe. Now, if you want a deeper stretch, you walk your hands up a little higher. But listen to my cueing on this one. With soft elbows, try to pull your shoulder blades into the mat or into the floor. Good, now we need this one for our hamstrings. Everything we do throughout the day tightens up our hamstrings. So we're going to do a few on one leg and then we'll do a couple on the, we're going to do them all on the other leg. So put your straps together. If you've got your right leg up in the air, put the straps in your right hand. And reverse that if you have your left leg in the air. Now, I need you to soften this elbow and take the opposite arm out to the side. That's going to counter you so you don't roll over. I'm going to keep this elbow soft and I'm going to start to open up this leg. Now, if you're like, no, that's not working for me, here's a modification. You loose your strap, you bend at the knee, and you grab the inside of that knee. That arm is still out. And you've got a gentle hip opener. This is our modified right here. Okay? But if you can use that strap, make sure you do not lock out that arm that's holding onto the straps. You hang out here as long as your grip allows you to. This is also excellent for our grip. I'm getting a nice hip opener here. Do not let the leg hyperextend, so it's a little soft too. Ooh, I love this one. We do this one in each and every floor class that I teach. All right, bring that leg back up to the sky. Now take the strap in your opposite hand. So if your right leg's in the air, now I'm grabbing it with my left and my right arm goes out to the side. Now think 12 o'clock. My foot's shooting straight up to the sky at 12 o'clock. I'm going to try to take this leg a little bit to the left to 1 o'clock. I'm sorry, not 1 o'clock, 11 o'clock. And I'm going to try to pull my left shoulder blade down. And where I'm feeling it is shooting all the way down this leg. This is a good stretch for that IT band. One more deep breath here. Now we're moving into our hip opener, and I'm going to show you lots of different variations on the hip opener, but it's so important because so many of us get sciatica. So we're going to bend the bottom leg first. I'm going to release the strap, set it aside. I'll use it later for the other side. I'm going to flex this foot and cross it over the top. So this is modified. I'm gently taking this knee towards the wall in front of me. And I never want to actively push on it, but I do feel the stretch. Now, if I want to get a little deeper in my stretch, I'm going to pick up this bottom leg, and I can grab around my thigh, or if I'm flexible enough, around my shin, but I'm trying to keep the back flat. So maybe I want to use this strap because I'm having a hard time grabbing. And that gives me a little deeper stretch. Make sure that this foot is flexed. That's going to protect my knee joint. All right, let's untangle. We're going to do everything on the other leg now. So, for me, I'm extending my left leg to the sky. Now I'm going to hook the foot. I like to stretch out the bottom leg. You can keep it bent if you like. Gently drive those shoulder blades back and down. Give a nice pull. Again, this knee is just a little bit softened, and that way I'm not getting the stretch right behind my kneecap. I'm getting it up here. And then concentrate on those shoulders. Try to roll them back and down. And don't forget to breathe. It's on your exhale that your body really accepts this pose. All right, if your chair's in the way like mine was in the way, you might have to take a moment and get it out of the way. So we're going to our hip opener. First, I'll show you modified. Without the strap, I'm going to bend at the knee, grab the inside. My right arm is now extended and my left knee kicks out. Don't let yourself roll over to the side. Good, so that's modified. If I want to take it a little deeper, I hook the foot, keep my left elbow soft, right arm out. And then I open up my left leg. And you just stop to where your body says stop. You're not trying to take it all the way to the floor. Mine's resting on the chair, but it's still stretching, so I'm gonna leave it there. Couple more deep breaths. And you stay in these stretches as long as you need to. For time's sake, I'm moving on. I'm going to bring that foot back up. Now I grab both of the straps with my right hand. Keep my right elbow soft, left arm out. So if straight up's 12 o'clock, now I'm going to take my left leg to 1 o'clock. And try to pull that left glute into the mat. Boy, I feel a good stretch right there. Good job. One more deep breath here, and then we're going to move on. We're going to a spinal twist. I'm going to show you my favorite spinal twist. Knee soft. Let's release that foot. And we're going to set that strap down. Now, I want you to roll to one side. I'm rolling over to the right. You face the direction where you can see me best. My knees are together, and they're kind of pointing forwards. They're not hip open, they're jutting forwards, and then I stack my arms one on top of the other. Now I stay on this side that I'm laying on. I just pick up the top arm and gently let it hang behind me. So it's not about how far I can yank that hand down. I'm going to gently pull back from my left shoulder and just take deep breaths and make sure these knees stay touching. I'll see folks do this. We want to keep them touching. And just take those deep breaths. And again, you hang out here for a little bit. This stretches out the shoulder and the spine. And then I bring that arm back on top. And once that arm's back on top, I can slowly roll onto my back. Now, before we go to the other side, we're doing our hip opener. So you're going to put the bottoms of your feet together. You're going to open up your knees and just rest your hands on your belly. This works really well when you're on a flat floor. It'll still feel pretty good if you're on your bed, but it works really well because it's allowing gravity to gently open up these hips. You've got resistance underneath you. So make sure you're not arching your back. You can have a small little space there, but it's not a big arch. All right, you guys stay there. Bring those knees back together. You're going to roll to the other side. I'm going to turn around so you can see me best. And now I'm rolling onto my left side. Arms extended. You're going to stay on that side and just pick up the top arm. And make sure that those knees stay pressed together. And you just take those deep breaths here. Now I'm gently pulling my right shoulder blade back. And again, I'm speeding things along, but you would stay here longer. All right, to come out safely, bring that arm back on top and then roll onto your back. Grab a knee. Take your time getting upright. All right, so this next one is a little bit more advanced. And to modify this next one, you go back to the one we've already done where we're flexing and we're hanging out right here. And that's working the same muscle. But this one I like to show because you get a much deeper stretch here. So I'm going to start by taking my right knee and pointing it towards the front of the room. So if you're going to join me on that, you'll know when you get into it whether or not it's a good one for you. If not, go back to that modified. But my knee's pointing straight ahead. Even if this left leg's way over here, that's fine. You're going to start to take this left leg and bring it a little closer and a little closer until you start feeling it right here in your left glute. Now, sitting up nice and tall, can you flex the foot and put it over? Maybe, maybe not. Okay, from here, and I gotta tell you, this one works a lot better without shoes on. You're going to try to take that heel on the left foot towards your hip bone. And it might become a little bit of a wiggle game. Now, I gotta move my bottom foot out so I can get there better. The idea is to stack your knees one on top of the other. It may go there, it may not, but I am feeling it right here in that left glute. Now, super flexible folks, you're going to get into this pose with ease and you're going to be like, what's the big deal? I don't get it. So for you, you'll begin to hinge forwards until you feel it. Now for me, I'm feeling it. I'm going to hang out right here. Notice that my feet are flexed. That protects my knee joints. And then I hang out here for some deep breaths. All right, we're moving along, so I'm going to gently untangle. Take your time coming out. Give it a little shake. If you wanted to go back to your seated forward fold with your strap, you could certainly do that. But now we're moving to the other side. So now, my left knee's in front. I forgot which side I was doing. Left knee pointing straight ahead. Right foot's way over here. I can hang out right here. I'm bringing the foot a little closer until I start to feel my right glute talking. Flexing the foot. Can I take it over the top? Now I need to bring out that bottom foot a little bit. Gently bring my heels back. Trying to stack my knees on top of each other. Ooh, feel this one. You can stay upright, just breathe through it, or you may hinge and lay in your lap. Beautiful job. All right, we're going to finish with one more lying down pose for our stretch. Then I'll help you get back up. Untangle. Take your time. Shake out those legs out in front. All right, we're going to dead bug pose. I'm going to show you from the side. I want you to lie down. And if you want to turn to the side so you can turn your head and see me better, unless you're good listening to me, I need you to take your feet to the sky. Open up those legs. Now the whole time I want you to think feet on the ceiling. So for some of us, the strap might help. And that way, I can hang out right here. But let's try not to use the strap to get into this one. This is a groin stretch. So I want you to open up the legs, but bend the knees. It's not a straddle split because my knees are bent. But my feet are always aiming the ceiling like I'm walking on it. Good. Now I'm grabbing behind my knees, or if I can, grab at your toes. Now if I have bare feet, 2 fingers around your big toe and cap it with your thumb. If you're able to grab those toes, great. If not, grab behind the knees. But now think of pulling your tailbone down, and you're trying to draw your knees outside your hips towards the ground. Now, they won't get there, but you'll feel that groin stretch when you do. And we call this one dead bug pose. Try to flatten out your spine into the mat. And if you'd rather do a happy baby, you're going to gently rock left to right. And you hang out here as long as you need to. Good. Bring those knees into your chest. Now, a lot of us have low back issues, so I always finish hugging knees into chest. And when you're in this pose, try to pull your tailbone down. Draw your shoulder blades back. All right, I'm going to show you the safest way to get up when you're done. Let's put our feet down, extend the body, arms up overhead, give me a big stretch. And then we're going to take our time rolling to one side. Doesn't matter which side. I would say your strongest arm would be on top. So here I am back on my side. I use my top arm for support. I'm going to stretch out my top leg. Now I push off this hand until I can bring the other arm underneath me. And now I'm up to a sitting position. From here, I turn to all fours. And then I have to make my way to the chair. Once I'm at the chair, I use that chair for support. And then I bring myself to a lunge. Well, this is why we lunge in class, right? We got to get that leg strength. Push through the heel to get up. Use your back toe for support. Hand on thigh helps. I press myself up, and I can sit in the chair. And if I'm stronger, I just pop right up from there. Otherwise, hang out here in the chair for a moment. Get some deep breaths. And then once you're ready to chair squat out. Thanks for stretching with me today. I hope this helps.